Today, I'm going to show you how to make this super simple designer look bracelet with memory wire. Now, I've been working with memory wire for a while to make beaded cuff style bracelets and earrings. And I have found that it's very versatile and easy to work with if you know a couple of little tricks. And it just makes some gorgeous, really durable jewelry. So I've linked a couple of those tutorial videos at the end of this one. So check those out, and I think you will begin to like memory wire as much as I do. So what is memory wire? Well, it's a hard, pre-coiled steel wire that holds its shape. It's sold in a coil that looks kind of like a slinky, and it does come in both gold and silver tones. Now, I've had these rectangular composite stones for a while, and they are double drilled side to side. You can see those two little holes there. Maybe you can see them on that side. So they're double drilled side to side, and they are absolutely perfect for this bracelet. So if you have any kind of stones or beads that are double drilled, they'll work for this bracelet. They don't have to be rectangular. They can be square, which may be a little easier to find square, and even some round ones and some oval beads and stones are double drilled. So that's what we're going to use, along with some, I think these are 3mm polished stones. And we're going to need a couple of bracelet bars. These come in all different shapes and sizes. These have 3 holes in them, and they're fantastic for working with memory wire and giving things a polished look. See how we've finished this one off with bracelet bars. And you're going to need a couple of rather large jump rings and a clasp. You can use either a magnetic clasp, like I've used on this one, or you can use a lobster claw clasp, which would work just as well. I don't like to fiddle with clasps, so I love my strong magnetic clasps on bracelets. As for tools, you will want probably a couple of tools that will make your life much easier. Now, the first of which is a cutter that's made specifically for memory wire, because memory wire is pretty tough, pretty strong. It's not like your dead soft wire that you use your flush cutters for. If you use your regular flush cutters on memory wire, you're going to cry because you're going to ruin your your nice flush cutters. So go ahead and invest in some memory wire cutters. I think I paid about $8 for these. The other thing that's going to make your life easier are these memory wire finishing pliers. They are similar to your other like stepped bail making pliers, but these are made specifically for memory wire. They hold onto it really strongly, and you'll see why that's important, but I think I paid probably about $10 for these two. Well worth it. You will also need 2 pairs of chain nose pliers or any kind of flat plier, anything that, whatever you use to open and close your jump rings, that's what you'll need. So the first thing that we're going to do is cut 2 separate circles of memory wire. So we're going to find the end, which likes to get curled up on itself sometimes. So find the end of it and hold the 2 subsequent circles up next to it. Then when you find the end there, we're going to cut those 2 circles. So we're going to have 2 separate circles. Use your handy dandy memory wire cutter. Snip. And now we have 2 equal circles. The first thing that we're going to do with these is we're going to curl one end of these onto itself. We're going to make a little loop, and that is going to help tremendously when we are applying our beads to the wire so that they don't fall off. So here's how you use your memory wire finishing pliers. Grasp the very tip of the memory wire in there. Oops, I want to use the small end, the small post bail making thing. I don't know, the small part of this. And grasp it in there. Make sure there's nothing sticking out, so it's nice and flush. And then using your finger, press it firmly against the bottom side of that wire, and then start rolling slowly with your wrist. See, we're just rolling. You can reposition your pliers and keep rolling. And what we're doing is making a small loop that we want to come back on itself and touch. And it looks just like that. Now we're going to do the same thing to the other one. Going to grasp the end of that wire. Make sure there's nothing sticking out. Support it with your forefinger and start gently, well, actually firmly, but slowly rolling that loop back onto itself. Just take your time with it. Okay, so now we have the 2 loops that are ready to start making our design. So the way I like to do this, I like to put a bead on the ends. I think it just makes it look nice and finished. And especially when we add the bracelet bar there, you're just going to get a nice finished look like that. So as we're making this bracelet, we're going to be making both of these at once. We're going to be stringing beads on both of these at once. So kind of hold it however it's comfortable for you. And whatever you do to one wire, you're going to do to the other wire. So the first thing we're going to do is put our 4mm, what did I say, 3, 4, I don't know, whatever you're using. It doesn't have to be 3 or 4mm. You can use whatever you want in your design. So put your beads on there and see how we push them all the way up to that end, and we don't have to worry about them falling off while we're working on the bracelet. All right, next thing we're going to do is put on one of the bracelet bars. Now this one has 3 holes. We're not going to use the middle hole. Just put one wire through each of the end holes. All right, so we have that. All right, now I'm going to put on 2 more of the small polished stones and push those up there. So our design's starting to come together now. You kind of see what we're doing. Now take one of your double drilled stones or beads, whatever you're using. String it on. See how that's starting to come together? This is real simple, but it looks so designer and so pretty when you're finished with it. Keep putting on your spacer beads or your accent beads. And then keep putting on your double drilled stone or bead. I think I got my wires crossed. This is one thing, you don't want to get your wires crossed. So hold your wires parallel. This is good for eye-hand coordination. So see, you're doing something good for yourself. You're not only making beautiful jewelry, you're practicing good eye-hand coordination. All right. Again, keep the wires parallel. Put on our spacer beads. Just keep going with that, and I'll be back in just a few minutes when I've finished this. All right. I'm almost to the end of the bracelet. And now we need to think about how we're going to finish this off. So I have room for 2 more spacer beads. Now the other bracelet bar. And finally, 2 more spacer beads. And we just need to leave enough wire to bend these ends into a loop, into loops, just like we did on the other end. And I would say about a 1/2 inch, and I think we nailed it. So these are a little bit uneven. This one's a little bit longer. I'm just going to trim that off to try to be the same length as the other wire. And now we're going to loop these off and secure them. So grab the end of your wire again with your memory wire finishing pliers and make a loop, just like we did on the other side. And do the same thing with this one. All right. There we go. So there's the main part of our bracelet. Now to finish it off, you could wear it like that, but I feel like it's wide enough that we need a little extra something for a clasp. So take one of your jump rings, open it up side to side with your 2 flat nose pliers or chain nose pliers, whatever you're using, and put both ends of the jump ring, put both ends of the bracelet through the jump ring. Close that up. Now take your other jump ring. Where did my other jump ring go? Open it up. Oh, there's my other jump ring on the magnetic clasp. Imagine that. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to apply one end of the clasp to that jump ring. So I'll go back and do that in a minute. Again, put your jump ring through the 2 loops on the end of the bracelet and close it up. All right, now I'm going to go back to this guy, open it up just a little bit so that I can put the other end of the magnetic clasp on it. Put it on, close up the jump ring. And there you go. Easy peasy. Look how pretty that is. And look how simply it goes on and stays on. I tell you, magnetic clasps, I love it. Love them, love them. So that's it. That's how you can make your own designer looking bracelet. It just looks so high end and designer-ish. So let me know if there are other bracelet styles you want to make. What else do you want to make with me? Let me know in the comments and we'll do it.